And what was that? All right, everyone. It's Friday, and you know what that means? It's time for manufacturing e-commerce success. We are excited today because we're going to be talking about turning manufacturing website visitors into customers. Wow, I'm excited today. I'm one of your hosts here, Damon Pistolka, that pretty man right over there, Kurt Anderson, the other co-host of this show. We're going to take it away talking to Nelson today. Kurt, take it away, my friend.
Dude, man, I've been fired up. So I've been excited about this since January. So I met this young man. We were in person at the Industrial Marketing Summit. You talk to this guy and you're ready to run through a wall. So Damon, I put padding on my wall in front of me. Just, I don't want to get any bumps in my bald head.
No more brain injuries for you.
Yeah, no more concussions. I'm on a concussion protocol right now. So, All right, let's dive in, man. We got Nelson Bruton, the fourth in the house. Nelson, how are you, dude?
I'm doing outstanding. Thank you so much, guys, for having me.
Oh man, we're going to be manufacturing chats on manufacturing e-commerce success. So like, what is better than that, man? Two positives make an ultra positive. Absolutely. So Nelson, but before we go there, a couple of things I want to hit real quick. So you just, before we went on, you said there's 5 Nelson Brutons. Is that correct? There's five, man. The world's just a better place with 5 Nelson Brutons walking around the world. So Nelson, let's go here, dude. So when you're a little guy growing up, who was your hero? Who was your hero as a little guy growing up?
Oh, for sure, my dad. Nice. He supported me in everything he does.
I'm no math major, but is that the third?
That's the third.
That's the third. Okay, all right, thank you.
Yep.
All right, so Nelson, real quick. So Eddie Saunders Jr. So when Eddie was on that show, I said, Eddie, who's your hero? He goes, oh, it's my dad, Eddie Saunders Jr. I said, well, what's your dad's name? Eddie Saunders Jr. Anyway, that's on me. So anyway, so I'm not going to make that same mistake twice. So we assume that we have Nelson Bruton III. What was so great about your dad?
Oh, he operated in such a cool, calm, and collected manner, no matter what was going on. But he was also very, very authoritative. So he was a really good balance to look up to.
Awesome. And let's go up the food chain real quick. How about number 2? Let's hear about Nelson number 2.
He was an engineer, actually. So my granddad, he was awesome. And, he passed away a few years ago, but he was great too. And, that's where my dad got the cool and calm and collectedness from. I strive to be more cool and calm, but I'm just full of energy, I love life and I'm grateful. I have an attitude of gratitude. So containing my excitement is a challenge sometimes. So,
well, I love it. And right on your LinkedIn profile, high energy, high integrity. And so again, hey, if you're out there, drop us a note. Let us know. Happy Friday to you, Alan, my friend. Great to have you here. Let us know that you're out there and connect with Nelson on LinkedIn. Just an amazing guy, high energy, high integrity, fierce entrepreneur. Nelson, let's go here. On top of that, you're a Georgia Bulldog. Now, if I understand correctly, graduated like 2002-ish. Looks like you kicked off your entrepreneurial journey like right out of college. Like, what was going on?
Yeah, so I was one of the masses who went to college without knowing exactly what he wanted to do. I wasn't going the doctor path. I wasn't the CPA. I wasn't going to be an attorney. So I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to do. So as I moved to my first goal out of college was, hey, I'm going to move to the beach. I know some people in Jacksonville Beach. I'm going to move to the beach. And I accomplished my first goal out of college, I like to say, right? And as I started networking around down here and trying to find my way, I quickly realized from talking to people that, if you want to make money, doesn't matter what you sell something. So I got my teeth wet right out of college in some outside sales opportunities with some big companies. And then, long story made super short, getting introduced to the CEO of Interchanges, who had started that company about 3 years prior and was looking to start to scale. And we hit it off. And that was right over 20 years ago that we've been just doing fun things in the digital space ever since.
Well, that's phenomenal. And so let's go here. So you've had, you're kind of a pioneer in many ways from digital marketing standpoint, 2002, 2003, your early Google, your pre-social media. Let's dive into a little bit of that early stage, but then we're going to take a deep dive into manufacturing chats.
Absolutely.
We're super excited to hear what's going on there.
And it'll be an easy parlay too, because of the way the story goes. So when I joined, Interchanges was really operating as a company called eMatrix Design. Interchanges is actually our DBA. And so eMatrix Design was a web design firm. And right about the time that I joined the company, there was some people in the office that were doing SEO and starting to dabble in some paid search campaigns and some email marketing. And so we started bundling all that together. We called it our partner program. So we were the early pioneers of a full service digital marketing agency, right? We called it our partner program. We'll build your website. We'll drive traffic to it. We'll send your emails. We'll help you communicate with your customers and prospects. And we were doing that very, very well. And we started driving traffic very quickly to a lot of our small business customers. And we said, we got to start converting more of this traffic. And so probably a year after I was there, we built out our live chat infrastructure as a solution to convert more visitors into opportunities that we were driving to the website. So we had that nice little bundle of services that we sold as on a retainer to be the digital marketing agency of record, if you will. We did that for many, many, many years. We grew our customer base. We grew the size of the customers. We grew our expertise. And about 7 or 8 years ago is when we kind of, took a look at all of the marketing stacks that were necessary to compete and necessary to implement, and all of the content strategy that was now necessary to create for all the different social media platforms that were now part of the marketing mix. And we said, whoa. Do we want to keep growing and try to be the agency of record for all of that or not? And the answer clearly was, we took a good hard look at ourselves, and, Jim Collins' book, Good to Great, has the hedgehog concept. For us, what that meant is, we looked at ourselves and said, what of our services deliver the fastest results, the most consistent results? Do we have the highest retention with? And we have the best customers, which are our favorite customers to work with. And it was industrial customers who had our live chat service. So we were like, well, there's our answer. Let's go, right? And so that's when shortly after that, Manufacturing Chats, the brand, was born. And so we've been really running hard for about 5, 6, 7 years on that.
Awesome. All right, let's dive in. I want to really dive into that, because Nelson, what Damon and I love to talk about is the tagline is niche down till it hurts, right? Niche down till it hurts.
Yep.
Can you take us back at that time? And now, hindsight's 2020, and we just had guests on our show on Monday where we just had a very similar conversation. 7, 8 years ago, they took a huge pivot with their digital marketing firm for manufacturers, went all in a certain direction. Can you go back to that time? Was it gutsy, scary? What type of courage did it take to really make that pivot?
It was very scary, and we took a hit. Revenue took a hit, right? So it was a courageous move, but it was a necessary move. We had big clients paying big retainer monthly fees. Yep. Our chat clients, it's not a huge investment, right? It's nowhere near the retainers we're getting with the full service stuff. So when you stop going after those bigger retainers, and you're trying to backfill it with a bunch of smaller ones, you just realize it's just going to take time. But we believed in ourselves. We believed in the service. We believed in the results. And, we have a 94% retention rate with our customers on the chat.
Wow. Hey, Nelson, Damon and I are a little bit older. I didn't hear you. What did you say?
Yeah, we have a 94% retention rate.
94% retention rate. Dude, drop the mic right there, Damon. How about crazy? I get a 94%. Yeah. And he told me that. He actually told me that in Austin. And I think I did the same thing to you. I'm like, hey, Nelson, I can't. But all right, Nelson, let's go here. So folks, hey, Harry's here today, Damon.
Yeah. Hey, Harry, how you doing today, man?
Harry's
great. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. Again, guys, you're just joining us. Drop us a note. Let us know you're out there. We're here with Nelson Bruton the fourth. And we are here to talk about Manufacturing Chat. So let's dive in, Nelson. Please share with our friends and family out there, how do you and Manufacturing Chats, how do you make the world a better place?
Yeah, that's what it is. We help companies get more customers. We help them improve their customer experience, and it's pretty easy to do because they've done the hard part already. They already have their agency that's driving traffic to their website. They're already doing tremendous amount of brand positioning and brand awareness work. So, any company that's already doing all of that and driving at least 4,000 visitors a month to their website, it's copy, paste one line of code, spend about 20 minutes with Ian on my team, who interviews them and fills in a script playbook. And our team trains for about 5 to 7 days. And once our chat team launches on their site, we flip a switch when our team's ready. It's immediate results, right? So from a marketing strategy place, what other marketing campaigns provide immediate results with immediate feedback? There's not many, certainly some paid ad campaigns, provide immediate results, but it still takes time for those to run, to
Yeah.
really tune them in, to refine them, to make sure that it is going to be a viable channel. So this is, from day one when you launch, because the visitors are already on the site. So the immediate results is something our customers love, and the ease of tie-in to their existing marketing stack, integration with their CRM, their HubSpot or Salesforce or Microsoft Dynamics, whatever they're using. So ease of integration, ease of launch, ease of implementation, immediate results. That's how we make the world a better place.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome.
Okay.
So what kind of, I got 4,000 visitors coming to my manufacturing website right now. And I try this. What kind of results do you guys see when you do this?
All right. So a couple things. Let me start the conversation with the topic of preferences. Those 4,000 visitors that are going to your website have different preferences. Some of them like to pick up the phone and call. They like to dial your phone number. Some of them will find your contact form when they're ready. They'll fill that contact form and they'll wait for somebody to reply to them. More people than ever prefer chat as their communication option. Side note, as long as it's not a bot first.
Yeah.
People are annoyed by bots. All right. Now there's a place for AI, and we have lots of R&D going on with AI. We use AI in many different forms, but the testing that we've done over the years, human first chat is thing. So preferences, phone calls, contact forms, and chat. So having all three is immediately going to increase your conversion rate. Okay. If you remove one, you're going to have less conversions. If you remove your phone number from the site, you're going to have less conversions. If you remove your contact form, you're going to have less conversions. If you don't have chat, less conversions. If you have chat bot, less conversions than if you had a human first chat team. And I don't know if we talked about that early on, but one of our value propositions with manufacturing chats is that we provide humans that respond within seconds, 24/7, dedicated teams of real people. All right. And so that's a huge, huge differentiator when we're talking about, putting a chat on a website. Not to say there aren't instances where bots can work, because we've seen that, but by and large from the testing that we've done. So the results that you can expect, and in fact, if you, I know I didn't share this link earlier, but if we go to manufacturing chats, I think this is worth sharing, manufacturingchats.com, and click on the profit calculator tab at the top.
Yeah.
I like to speak from data, right? Data is critical in marketing nowadays. So we have 20 years of our customer performance data, which allows us to predict results pretty accurately. So if you go to manufacturingchats.com and then you click on the
profit calculator,
you put in 4,000 monthly visitors into that top line, and you're going to see the calculations done for you. And by the way, we don't have it on the screen yet. I don't know if you're working on that, Kurt, but it's 1.1% of those visitors will turn into what we call a meaningful chat conversation. And I always use air quotes when I say meaningful. And you can
I see your chat people come up right away too.
Yep, you can close that so we can see you can see the numbers on the right. So if you have 4,000 visitors, our data tells us that we're going to send you 44 meaningful chats every 30 days. And I say meaningful because, if somebody leaves the chat halfway through, or they're trying to spam you, we don't even send those chats over to our customers. So there's a common sense qualification that takes place right away.
Wow.
And then you can, this profit calculators, it's not super detailed, but you can drill down and, put in your, we know about how many of those chats are going to be sales leads. Not all of them are going to be sales inquiries. 40 to 70% are going to be sales inquiries though, based on our years of doing this, and then closing percentage and so on and so forth. But to answer your question, the easiest way, most top level, is we're going to send 1.1% additional opportunities your way. Because of the increase in conversion.
Yeah. Well, I like your calculator, because you go, okay, what's your conversion ratio normally? What's your closing percentage? What's your average sale? I mean, you can walk right down through this and figure out what the dollars are in this thing for somebody.
And some companies can do this more easily than others, because sometimes average sale amounts varies, right? Because it could be a part sale, but a new equipment sale. So getting an average is tough. But it gives you an idea of what the opportunity is.
Yeah.
And, I'd say probably 85 to 90% of the time when we run the free trial for our customers, these numbers hold up. There's anomalies, obviously, like there is everywhere.
Well, a couple of things I want to touch on, Nelson. First off, congratulations. Kudos to you for just providing this wonderful, free, valuable tool. Whether they become a customer or not, man, this is just a free value add that you provide. Absolutely brilliant. And secondly, for our friends out there, friends, family, manufacturers, what a great tool that you should be considering. I hope everybody out there not only is going to Nelson's website to check this out if you're not using chat, and secondly, start thinking about what is a tool that you could have on your site to provide free value for your customers. So I'm complimenting you on both fronts here. This is just
thank you.
This is
absolutely brilliant, man. I love seeing this. Way to go. Okay. Anything else that you want to point out while we're on your website? Because we're going to dive into some customer examples here in a minute. Anything else that we want to talk about here on your website? I heard you say it, Nelson. I heard you say human first. Can we dive in? What are we talking about? Human live chat first.
Yeah. So humans versus chatbots, right? And chatbots and the whole AI. I'm sure we've all seen it, and we've been marketed to like heavily over the past couple of years with all these AI chatbots and all the capabilities that AI is bringing to the businesses, and AI follow up and AI this, right? We're starting already to get bot fatigue, right? As I call it, bot fatigue.
Bot fatigue.
The two reasons that we've kind of honed in on with our testing and with our experiences with our customers that humans perform better than bots in this particular capacity. Acknowledgement and empathy. Humans are still better than at acknowledgement and empathy during these technical conversations. Because remember, we're talking about manufacturers of equipment, machinery, custom components, architectural components, and building, supplies. So very technical, very, very much engineering-driven conversations in a lot of cases. So, that acknowledgement and that understanding of very, unique applications and situations is really better at this point done by a human. And then secondarily, one comment I'll make on that is, on the website, you can see lots of research from other sources that we've put on there. But, I go to these trade shows, 4 or 5 times a year, different trade shows. I talk to when you combine the trade shows, thousands of people every single year. And I've been, asking people and having the conversation, what's your experience with chatbot, chat humans? Like, I hate chatbots. I hate dealing with chatbots. It's a resounding, we hate chatbots as people. Why? Because people like to do business with people, right? And so it's not to say the language models aren't going to continue to improve. In fact, we have some tests going on right now where we have hybrid human first plus AI capabilities for knowledge bases and question answering. But in terms of the bottom line results that we're seeing with our customers, humans perform better than chatbots in the industrial space.
Well, yeah. So Damon, once again, twofold. I want to say firsthand, if you want to learn how to network at a conference, this guy is the person to follow. So I'm going to give a quick little story, Nelson. So we're at the Industrial Marketing Summit in Austin. Comes right up. We like instant friends right off the bat. We'd connect on LinkedIn, recognize each other, start chatting. He makes you feel like you've known him for 20 years. And so then we had a breakout session through Gorilla 76. There's probably, I don't know, Nelson, 100, a couple hundred people in the room or whatever. And what they did is they broke up people by sections of, if I'm not mistaken, what CRM you were using.
Yep.
Right? Remember that? You know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm in this little group. All of a sudden, next thing I know, Nelson's like plopped down. He's next to me. He's like, talking to the group. And I see him get up. He goes to the next group. Then he goes to the next group. He goes to the next group. And the thing is, Nelson, what I really admire why I'm bringing that up is when you came in, like you're bringing value. You're bringing your passion. You bring that high energy, just like on your LinkedIn profile, that high integrity. So I just really commend you. And I really admired how you work the room. It's really a thing of beauty.
I appreciate that. And I have to admit, it was for my self-learning, right? I wanted to learn from the Microsoft Dynamics people, the Salesforce people, the HubSpot people, what's their experience with the APIs and the plugins and the workflows and everything. So absolutely. I remember that.
Yeah. And it's,
what a great summit. That industrial marketing summit, awesome.
How about
everybody there had elevated energy. It was amazing.
Chris, Luke. So we stream live, Nelson. So Damon and I stream live, and fortunately Damon was there, but we had Lukey, we had Nikki Gonzalez, we had we had the whole crew: Joe Sullivan, Wendy, Adam. I apologize, Greg Mishu was there, my Jacqueline Kaloje. So and I apologize for anybody I'm missing, but we stream live. And so I agree with you 100%. What a great conference. And so what we've been doing this month is you'll enjoy this. We've been having Dale, who was a keynote speaker on AI. He was on the show last week. We had Carla, who was on the panel for the AI discussion. She was on 2 weeks ago. We have some of the Gorilla 76 people coming up. So, and that's why we had you here. So I just think this is such a great topic, great conversation on how to convert and close those sales. Let's, if you want to add in anything else, and then whenever you're ready, we're gonna take a little road trip and we're gonna see some examples.
Yeah, and let me say one thing before we go there. What we all have in common is we want to see manufacturers succeed to the highest level in years, right? And that was so resounding from everybody there. All the manufacturers that were there, the passion that, we there's so much to love about manufacturers, right? And you mentioned something earlier about niching down. When you talk about the manufacturing space, you can niche down to the manufacturing space, but there is no niche within the manufacturers, right? Yeah, sure, you have packaging and you got fabrication, but it's just such a wide open array of all the types of manufacturers, which I absolutely for years have found fascinating, enjoyable. Part of why I love what I do, because I get to meet so many different unique companies all the time.
Totally agree. And that's, we say it all the time. You look around the room, everything was manufactured. And the more that we can manufacture here in the States, it's just absolutely wonderful. And it's just wonderful having, someone like you bringing this new technology to help them, create that competitive advantage. So let's go. We're going to take another road trip. Let's dive into some of your clients.
Let's pull up Wildeck. Let's pull up the Wildeck website, because I have an interesting story there. Kind of ties into what I mentioned earlier in terms of preferences. So you can see the way we typically deploy our chat, it's a proactive chat. So that chat window will automatically open up either on the bottom right or bottom left, depending on the aesthetics of the site. So as to not cover up something important on one side or the other, right? And the side of the site the chat window opens up does not matter in terms of the performance. And we time it, anywhere from 10 to 15 seconds. And some of our customers, we wait about a minute because they have a long average time on site, right? So there's a tidbit of information there. Study your average visitor time on site. So if you're going to deploy a chat, if your visitors are on after longer than 4 minutes, don't pop the chat up for about 45 seconds to a minute. If your visitors are on for less than 2.5 minutes, 10 to 15 seconds, 20 seconds is your time frame for your window popping up. But you do want to open up proactively. Why? It's because you're going to get more conversations started versus just having a button somewhere someone can click. Okay. So that's the best practice, is proactive, and then judge your time of opening based on your average visitor time on site. Now, if you can click on the get a quote button at the top for me, please, sir.
You got it.
Click on any one of those, mezzanine, RFQ. All right. So as you scroll, if you're in marketing and in e-commerce and marketing, you know the word friction. This is a high friction form. However, when you have a high friction form and somebody completes all of those fields, it's an extremely high quality quote request. Yes. Right. They're highly motivated. It's high quality. So you can make that form shorter, probably get more people filling it out, make it longer. Less people will do it, but they'll be more highly qualified. So you can use friction as a dial for quantity and quality of leads generated from a contact form. 10 years ago, when we started with this company, Kelly Kamlager, who, if you don't know Kelly Kamlager, she's an awesome marketer. Connect with her on LinkedIn. She shouldn't be hard to find. Kelly Kamlager, K-A-M. And so anyway, she was the marketing manager at the time. And I told Kelly, I was like, more than likely, you're going to get less of these quote requests. You're going to see an overall increase in conversion, but less of these quote requests because of how much friction and how long they were. And one thing I've learned over the years in marketing is you never assume, you test, right? Testing trumps everything. To this day, they still get the same number of people filling out those forms. We got almost 100% increase in quote requests, though, when we added our chat. So we almost doubled their quote requests, and they get the same number of people filling out the forms, which solidified in my brain a decade ago. People have preferences. The people that want to do the form are going to do the form. The people that want to call are going to call, and the people that want to chat are going to chat.
And you're missing the people that wanted to chat before this.
If you don't have chat, you're missing those people, right? Yeah. They're leaving because they don't want to call and they don't want to fill out a form.
Yeah.
Give them their preference.
Yeah. Right? It's a great observation.
Now, one other cool element of this particular customer is about 3 or 4 months in, they continued past the trial period, obviously. And about 3 or 4 months in, their invoice went through the roof. It went way up because they started getting a lot more chats. And I had to call Kelly trepidatiously, like, Kelly, hey, your invoice is a lot higher this month. You got a lot more chats, you know. She's like, oh, we know. We saw that was a normal thing with the increase in conversion. So we started spending more on SEM and SEO to drive more traffic. So they saw that when you double your conversion rate, your traffic sources become less costly.
Yeah.
The cost per lead goes down.
Right.
So that's another value of increasing conversion in any way that you do it, is your traffic becomes less costly.
Whew, yes.
Well, that's phenomenal. So you know what? Shamelessly, I'm going to share something else. So it's great seeing an example like this, Damon. And so check this out. I want to show you something real quick. And let's go here. So here's somebody else confirms this. I read on your profile here, Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
Nelson, Chris, Jason, the entire Exchanges crew did a phenomenal job for us. They're not cheap. However, they are worth every penny. And so, you know, you go on Nelson's, why don't you guys connect with Nelson on LinkedIn?
Yep.
And Nelson, you've done a great job, where you've got wonderful testimonials and people are just raving about your marketing acumen. And what I really love, what I'm learning today is, you know, here's a guy that was a digital marketer, knows pay-per-click, you know, from really a pioneer from the early days of pay-per-click, SEO, and saw the transition. So you know what they are going through when Kelly says, I'm going to do more pay-per-click, I'm going to do more SEO. You understand that, you speak that language, you're objective about it, and you're helping her convert those conversions. So
absolutely,
that is phenomenal.
And what's cool about what we did with this pivot is, if they have an agency they love that's getting results, then great, keep doing that. We're just working right alongside as a partner,
right,
you know.
Right.
And it's a seamless plugin. It's really great. And we give more data to their agency to have in their strategy meetings,
Mm-hmm.
right? We put reports together. We, you know, with the CRM integrations and everything. So yeah, we're able to work alongside, even if they have a digital marketing agency. That's
phenomenal. Do you want to take another road trip? Should we look at another client?
Let's see here. Go to amada.com/America. They're in the metal fabrication business, one of the largest.
Know them well.
Yeah, do you know them, David?
Oh yeah, geez, I don't know how many companies I was in or ran that we used Amada equipment exclusively.
Yeah, great company. I mean, high performing company. Bottom line, oriented. My contact over there pulled me aside at the last FabTech meeting. We had a conversation where he was like, you know, he was busy. I went up to him. He said, come back. Because finally the last day I went over, he sat me down. He looked at me across the table. He said, Nelson, had a conversation with our CEO and CFO about the results of this, and it was impressive. So I was like, whoo, right? I didn't know what he was going to say. He's an intense guy, super great dude. And yeah, it was great. So we generate lots and lots, and it was immediate, lots and lots of quote requests. And by the way, one of the comments I'll make here is, most of my customers sell through some sort of unique distribution model, whether it's, you know, manufacturers reps, right? Distributor reps, as they're called, or, you know, their own dealer network who sells other types of equipment. So, you know, our wheelhouse really is with the OEM, who is, you know, looking for ways to push more opportunities, more sales to their dealer network, right, or to their manufacturers reps, because their brand and the brand marketing they do generates the traffic to their site. So leverage that traffic, push it to your dealers, to your reps. So that's a cool story there. Something else I'll mention, and it wasn't with this particular site, and we don't need to go anywhere for this comment, but I had a conversation earlier this week, and then later this week, yesterday. Another cool benefit to live chat, you know, our customers every 6 to 7 years rebuild their websites or update them. Mm-hmm. So one of the big hesitations I hear in my conversations when I'm talking to a prospective customer is, we've got to rebuild our site first. We're about to start rebuilding our site. Then we want to add the chat to the new site. And I always try to shift their thinking and flip it around, because when you put our chat team on your site, you're going to get directly from the people who matter insights of what you should build into your new site. Where are they having challenges navigating? What content are they asking for that's not there? What questions are they asking that you could do a better job with the content that exists? Right? And so those insights, do the trial as soon as possible. If you're about to build a website, don't wait for the new site, because then you're going to have to add the insights you learn anyway, you know? Yeah, because the questions you get asked are the things that you should be answering on your site, so you don't get those questions and people can answer them easily. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because the general trend, people want to self-serve. They want to learn and learn and learn, no matter what industry you're in. If you're buying a car, if you're buying a refrigerator, you're researching. Boom, and then when you're ready, so make it easy for them to research. Right?
Yeah,
and
yeah. We got a couple more.
True Market, they do an amazing job with all the content strategy recommendations for manufacturers. Right?
Yeah, good stuff. We got a couple comments here. Website could be more attractive. You're right. That happens, but and I think every website, especially the developers, you look at a website or the people that know the websites well, they're like, oh yeah, we should have done this. That's a constant thing. But Nelson, this is a great insight here. A chat, just like your website, is a virtual door to walk into your business. And that's a great observation. I think without chat, you're locking customers out, especially younger ones. And, the other thing that we get used to too is chat. A good chat is almost immediate response. I mean, there's certain places when I'm going myself, and I'm not a youngster, right? I go myself, I hit the chat because, hey, I don't want to wait. I want to get somebody to help me now. I want to get my question answered. I want to get moving on with my day. Right. And the better those people are empowered to get those answers and get you all the way to the quote, through a sale, whatever the heck you got to do, they're getting me as a customer. Whereas if I had to call and wait on hold or whatever the heck that they expect you to do there, that's just not my game.
Yeah.
And I, like you said early in the beginning, you got to be able to give some people are a little more timely, or take more time. Maybe it's a contact form. Some people want to call in. Some people want that chat because immediate response.
Yeah. And I will say, if you are going to put any type of chat on your site, make sure your response time is paid attention to. So our response time, by the way, 25 seconds or less, 24 hours a day. We're responding within 25 seconds or less all the time. We pride ourselves on that for exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So other comment I'll make on that is, another challenge that we've heard from people, and we have some customers that tried to staff chat themselves. What if you're already staffing chat yourself? What are some considerations there, right? Let's say you have an internal customer service team or some inside salespeople, customer service team, whatever it is, that are available, quote unquote, during your business hours. What if they have to go to a meeting? Not there that day? What if they're working on a very important project, or what if they're on a sales call that came in, right? Is that making your response time suffer to your visitor, right? And when that response time, the one time it would, when you have a really good prospect on the other end of the chat.
Yeah.
Right. So those are some things to consider too, if you're trying to staff chat yourself. 24/7 coverage is going to be hard to doing it yourself. So there's a whole page that talks about that on our website too. You don't have to go to it now, but if you peruse through our features page, you can kind of learn about some of the challenges we've heard from people trying to staff chat themselves. And in some cases, it's a good idea to do so because you can have your best people on it. But think about what I said earlier too, where there's a lot of chats that come through that are spammy. During a day, how much time do you want your team, who's highly paid and highly technical, spending on people who are going to leave the chat halfway through? If they waste 5 minutes of their day 4 or 5 times a day, it's going to frustrate them. They're going to be annoyed, and it's going to cost the company money. So there's a lot of reasons, if you're doing chat yourself, to consider the company like ours to make your employees who are highly technical more profitable, more impactful, get less annoyed, etc. And by the way, side note, shameless plug, we have hybrid options where we can integrate our solution with people who can be available during the daytime or during office hours.
Yeah.
I should say.
I've had clients before where you got a customer service team, 10, 15 people, and seeing that them trying to support chat is even tough because of the fact that, okay, now I've got 6 people that are trying to do it that are on the chat duty right now, and they're all busy. I mean, they all got phone calls. They're all trying to email. It's just a hard thing to do unless you can actually dedicate people. And then even when they're dedicated, right, it's hard because what if I have 3 chats going at once? Or 5 or whatever that is. I think, the solution that you guys have is really, I think, real relevant for the vast majority of people, because you want to keep that in that section and hold those people that have those real high value questions for your internal people.
Exactly.
Yeah. I just let's recap a couple of things. Just, powerful takeaways. Again, if you're just joining us, boy, go back to the beginning and catch some of these, the golden nuggets. This was just a masterclass, Nelson, because I've always been a chat box supporter, but however, all the points that you're hitting on the, customer service, who's going to handle it? Well, I'm on the shop floor and somebody's waiting for me to respond. Everything that you just, they're not missed. These are challenges. These are frustrations. And, we've been talking with a lot of manufacturers about, as custom manufacturers, they're a great outsource, solution. You shouldn't be internally doing your powder coating, or you shouldn't be internally doing this, function. So they're creating content around don't do this internally, outsource it. And so I love what you're saying. Don't do this internally. Yep. Let the experts do what we do best. And I want to recap for folks, maybe if they came in a little bit later, you have scripts. Can you just hit on the scripts? So these aren't just random people that are typing answers that they don't know anything about. And you talk to me about that in Austin. Just walk through that real quick.
Yeah. So for all of our customers, they get a dedicated team of people. They're not bouncing from site to site. They're not randos, right? They're dedicated. Before they're allowed to go greet anyone on that site, they're going to go through a 5 to 10 day intensive training, studying every page of the website, studying what we call the script playbook, which is all of the canned responses and canned qualification questions that we've been trained on by our customer. So it's going to be people, dedicated team, 24/7, 3 shifts of people, depending on your traffic volume of your website, you're going to have anywhere from about 8 people to 60 people over 3 shifts, covering and engaging your visitors. So that script playbook, we start simple because we're not, and this is another common thought process misconception that's out there. We're not trying to train our team to be able to answer every single possible technical question that could come in. It would be impossible, right? Most of my customers, it takes them 6 months to 12 months to train a new sales rep for their company, right? So we literally can, we can launch in less than 2 weeks. Because our script development process, having done this for 20 years, we know what questions to ask to at least get our team competent enough to engage the visitor and be a qualification team. We're there to really ask the questions and qualify the visitor, find out who they are, where they are, what they need, some more information about their application. Is it new equipment? Is it parts? And then we say, all right, great. One of our experts is going to get back to you. Boom. And then we forward that chat transcript within about 5 or 6 minutes to the appropriate team based on the type of chat inquiry it is. So that script playbook also gets updated as we send the chat transcripts to our customers. They give us feedback in real time. They forward the chat to us and say, hey, this didn't feel right. This doesn't sound right. Next time, have the team say this. So we get that feedback continuously. The script continuously gets better and better. The team gets better and better.
Yeah, absolutely love it, man. This is just what a powerful solution. And we'll start winding down, Nelson. I want to go here. The size of a manufacturer. I guess, maybe we should call this dispelling myths, right? I feel like you're doing a phenomenal job dispelling a lot of myths. And, you've completely, I've been a chat proponent. You've completely sold me on what you're doing. Yeah. So let's say for the small manufacturer, they're like, oh, you know what? That Nelson, good for you. That's great for the bigger manufacturers. Just kind of walk us through what size manufacturer could use a service like yours?
Yeah. So what's interesting is there's no size limit. It's from small to big. Are you doing marketing? Do you drive at least 4,000 visitors a month? And in some cases, we can even go to 3,000 visitors a month, but 3,000 to 4,000 visitors a month minimum threshold. That's really the main thing. Because if you're spending money and driving people to your website, then let's do a test. Let's see if they react to the chat, and let's see if we can increase your conversions. You can be small, you can be huge, right? And a lot of times the bigger companies, sometimes, I won't say a lot of times, the bigger companies don't get as much traffic as the medium-sized companies. So it's all about traffic volume. If you've got the traffic volume, if you got people going to your website, engage them. Here's a really good parallel that I like to draw for this particular conversation. If you go to a trade show, you have thousands of people walking by your booth. You would not leave your booth empty with none of your people in it, would you? No. But every single day, companies are leaving their website empty, and they have thousands of people going past it every month. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's hysterical.
Great point.
That is, dude, drop the mic, man.
That was the mic right there. Yeah.
Bam. That was just another. All right, Nelson, we'll start winding down here. Anything, any last words, parting thoughts, words of wisdom that you want to share for our friends out there that are really kind of considering this whole chat process?
So I'll just say one thing that I thought of earlier when we were talking about response time, because really everybody's so busy. So response time is becoming it's so critical. You got to respond quickly. If you're going to offer chat, don't offer chat if you can't respond quickly. And you'll notice this now, maybe when you go to websites, a lot of them and there's lots of good chat software out there. But some of the worst thing that I've seen in that chat software at the top is it says, we typically respond within 3 minutes, or we typically respond within the hour, right? That is an absolute horrible expectation to set. Okay, let me just sit here and wait for 3 minutes because I have nothing else to do, right? Now, 3 minutes isn't a big thing in the grand scheme of things, but we've all been there on chat, right? We want instant response, right? So don't set the expectation in your chat window that someone typically responds within 3 minutes. Right. Well, am I going to be the atypical one where nobody responds? Right. Because when we talk about, in marketing, conversion rate optimization and credit to Marketing Experiments and Marketing Sherpa for this little nugget here. Conversion on a website doesn't occur on the website. Conversion occurs in the mind of the visitor. Right. So when you're designing a page or anything, you're optimizing a sequence of thoughts that occur in the mind of the visitor by putting credibility indicators out there, the content, and of course, if you put it in their head that they may get responded to within 3 minutes, most likely they're going to close that chat window because you've created a fear of, I don't have that time. I'm not waiting 3 minutes, right? So anyway, that was my last little nugget about response time.
Dude, that was a
big one.
That was a chunk, man. That was a big golden nugget. I've never heard that one before.
I wrote it down.
It's not converting. It's converting the shopper or the consumer, the customer's mind. That was absolutely brilliant. Nelson, let's wrap up. I have one last question for you, my friend. Are you a baseball fan by any chance?
I am.
In your team?
The Braves.
The Braves. Okay, so Braves fan. Can I give you a hypothetical? Let's give you a hypothetical. Say the Braves are playing the dreaded, hated Mets. Okay. Bottom of the ninth, tie score. There's somebody on second base, tie score, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth, somebody on second base. And the manager turns on the bench and says, "Hey, Bruton, the fourth, get up there. We need the winning run, dude. Can you go, so you grab your bat, grab your helmet. You're going to go hit in the winning run. Okay. As you're on your way to home plate, what's your walk-up song?"
So let me first say how insanely, ironically timely this question is, because 2 days ago, I play old man softball here in Jacksonville Beach.
Yeah.
Bottom of the 7th inning. We're down by 3. There's 2 outs. I'm up. There's 2 men on base. Boom. Walk-off home run.
No, you're kidding. You hit a walk-off home run.
Walk-off 3-run home run.
There you go.
Dude, I'm high-fiving you, man.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
We don't have songs, but we have little boombox radios that play all kind of stuff from country to hip hop.
Yeah.
While we're playing. So
awesome. Well, hey, congratulations on your walk up. We've got one more comment from Harry here. You do more damage to your brand when not responding to chats. Spot 100%. On, Nelson. Again, another drop the mic right there.
Yes.
So
thanks, Harry.
Damon, takeaways, thoughts. What do you got?
No, I'm just more excited about chat and human first live chat. And I see this now, with the examples today and thinking about it in these OEM manufacturers, how powerful it could be to really get those people the information they need and help them, probably not going to buy right there, but get them to the next level of getting the information they need and really down the process a bit further. It's so cool.
Yep.
So cool.
And just think the competitor, that was one of my numerous golden nuggets today, numerous value bombs. A customer likes to call, probably like the older generation, but even Damien, you're hitting on the head. We're Gen Xers. We don't even want to call anymore. Right. Nope. So all right, am I going to call? Am I going to email? Or can I get an answer right now? You're making such a phenomenal point. And when you don't offer that, you've just eliminated that. So now now I have a choice to make. Do I go look? What's worse, manufacturer out there? Think about this one. I'm going to go back to Google because I don't want to call you. I don't want to email. I'm going to Google and I'm going to find somebody else. That's your worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Right?
Get them while they're on your site, period.
Get them while they're on your site. Nelson, any last words, parting thoughts?
Thank you so much, guys. This was a blast. I really appreciate you having me on. Anybody, definitely have people connect with me on LinkedIn. If there's any other questions after this, feel free to shoot me a DM. Happy to help. I love helping companies grow.
The walk-off home run this week, dude. Hey, how about let's
get the first time. That's the first time.
Give a round of applause for Nelson Bruton IV. And so, Nelson, we're sending tons of respect and love to the first Bruton, the second, the third, the fourth, and I know you've got a fifth at home there. So, dude, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. We admire and just respect the heck out of what you're doing to help manufacturers. Let's keep in touch, and let's, Damon, let's close out on this one, man. Just go out and be someone's inspiration, just like Nelson Bruton IV is.
Yeah.
And we've got a great program. We'll be back here on Monday.
Yes. Awesome. Yes. Well, thanks everyone for being here again. You know, we love the manufacturing e-commerce success and just love bringing great people like Nelson and how they're helping manufacturers. Go back if you didn't already and get back to the beginning. If you came in late, start over. He's dropping tons of nuggets about human first live chat and how it might help your company. And if you have any questions about that, go ahead and contact Nelson on LinkedIn. Like he said, as Kurt said, we're going to be back again Monday with another great guest helping manufacturers find that e-commerce success. We're out for now. Have a great weekend, everyone.